Oh, it was Power here with hacking the system on the Dino Morpher, because despite the fact that this was already, like, all the sounds were already revealed, and most people already know how the pin system works, at this point I'm just doing it for tradition, so I'm sorry if I'm being repetitive and such. I think, um, technically this is getting released out of order because I think there was a previous entry that I couldn't release beforehand that's going to release sometime way after, so that's fun. So again, this time around we will take a look at the Dino Morpher, because I think I initially, obviously last time I looked for Power Ranger stuff, at least I looked at the Beast X Morpher. I did record the Beast X King Morpher, but the majority of that was just me poking at the pins. And obviously it's the same pin system, so I felt like it was kind of repetitive. Obviously with this time around, I can actually, it's a new pin system, so I can actually talk about it now. I don't remember how exactly this goes, but just getting straight to the point, just because, again, you can literally go search on this site right now for Dino Fury Morpher hack, and there's already like a video that already did all this. So it's just like, this video is pointless. Oh well. So I just want to talk about essentially, obviously, how this toy works, because it's essentially the same thing. Like, it's a simplified version. It's way more simplified than the Beast X Morpher. The Beast X Morpher, they had 5 pins, and the keys had, like, you know, a combination up to 5 pins. So again, very similar to the Dino Charge Morpher. This case now, the Dino Fury keys now, or the Dino Fury Morpher goes off of 3 pins, which I don't think I've showed this. So as you can see there, the 3 pins, like so. And each key has, you know, their own pin combination. To give you good examples, because this pin system is more common than the 5 pin system that the Dino Charge Morphers and the Beast X Morphers use, because I don't think any Japanese or Bandai Japan products have ever utilized that pin system, because they always go with the max of 6. For us, we like to simplify. So for a good example of how the combinations are, think of the Beast driver and the Genesis driver. Like, those are really the only 2 I can bring up, just because the Genesis driver is right behind me, and also, like, they're kind of like the only 2 things that come up whenever that actually commonly use that system and such. Because if you don't recall, the original pin system or track system for the Rusouls was actually based off of the yokai medals. So I find it kind of ironic here that Hasbro didn't even follow that, most likely because they didn't even want to they didn't want to release a lot of these. So they instead just opted to do the same, like, just simplify the Beast X Morpher pin system by getting rid of 2 pins. So then now we have a 3-pin system. And if you want a diagram or a list of all the pin systems, here we have it right here, which I made this around December, I believe. I have just updated it, I think, on the sometime earlier this month, but that's the full list we have. So the most mind-boggling thing with this list is that, where is black? And that's what kind of made me actually update. Like, that's what made me kind of like actually. That's what sparked me. Like, oh shoot, I should probably update this because when I initially made the list, when I initially like, put it together and such, uh, I was just, we were just kind of thinking that like, oh yeah, the last two will be green and black. But then when the sounds came out, or when someone hacked it, and all the sounds and such, I wasn't really thinking about it because like, oh, okay, like, so we know what all the sounds are now. But then like when I was actually like just sitting, I was just sitting and just thinking about it. I was just like, oh wait, we don't have a sound designated to black because it's like technically the last two sounds we need are green and gold. And so I was like, oh shoot, what's black? So, as I rushly stated before, each key is tied to an element or an ability. I don't want to call those keys the sprint keys. That doesn't sound right. It starts with an S. Again, this is what I get for not watching the series. But so for a rundown, again, despite the fact you technically heard this 2 days ago, this one I'm dubbing it the Chroma Fury Saber key, just because that's what it's mostly based off of. This one's just the like dinosaur sound set, which is fine. Here's the red Dino Fury key. This one is essentially, we don't know what the Kyoryu souls are called here. They might still be the same names of like what the normal keys are. But so basically because this one's based off of the Marimero soul, this one has fire sound set. Here's the blue Dino Fury key. I forgot I should probably show the pins so then you can actually know how it is, because I essentially mirrored, I think I actually did, the way my layout is, I actually did copy how exactly it is from the back, not how you will like perceive it. Maybe I need to look again, but I will through editing. But obviously, because I don't, essentially, just to say, when you look at these, obviously if you want to trigger this sound, don't press the third button, it's the first button, because obviously you're looking at it flipped. So basically blue has blue is based off of the Nobi Soul. I don't know, I think it's called the stretch key or something. And so he has like elastic sounds. He has elastic sound set. Pink Dino Fury key. Hers I actually thought was a different pin set. I thought hers was like these two, but that's gold, so I was like hacking it wrong the entire time getting her sounds. She has the Omo Soul, which is like the weight. I don't know what's called in Dino Fury. So her sounds are like gravity-esque, like a gravity sound set. And last but not least, we have Boom Towers Dino Fury key, and he's based off of the Muki Muki Soul, and I think this one's just Stink key. Why are the only keys I know about are the ones that start with S? That doesn't make sense. He's a unique one where he actually is both ends and not the middle. So obviously activating this, there's the dinosaur, fire, elastic, gravity, and stink. So then how I hack this is I just take I don't have anything like complicated. I just had this like sticky note that was laying around this room and just stuff it in here. I just did this one. That one's the lightning, I believe. So if I do the sounds, that's fire, never mind. That's greens. That's when all of the pins are pressed. This one's kind of like, it's kind obviously because you're dealing a sticky note, so. So then for the jingle, it's really hard to do the motion sounds, obviously, when you have this and so this is golds, this is the lightning. And with the sounds, this is going on for too long, so last thing I want to just talk about is what I predict. Well, I'm going to predict what exactly Black and Void Knight are going to be, because we know that Void Knight's going to be our villain figure for Wave 2, and we know Gold's going to be appearing, and we already know, and I think it's kind of clear that like obviously Green and Black are going to be in Wave 2, just to make another set of 4 figures. And as you saw from my list, for what I listed for Green, I listed Zord, and that's just because on the Fan First Friday, when they were showing off that you can use the keys from the Zords in the Morpher, they showed off Green's, and Green, like essentially that confirmed that Green's pin is the one that presses all 3 pins. Obviously, I'll add the figure when that's actually confirmed. However, Black and Void Knight are up in the air, because as I said before, Black doesn't have a sound, Void Knight's a villain. So what I predicted is that maybe Black will either be blue, pink, or the Chroma Fury Saber. Most likely he's going to be the Chroma Fury Saber because he's the most generic one. However, I said these two because in Psycho Battle, Black did use the Nobi Soul. He did not use the Kata Soul at all. And I'm saying he might reuse Pink's because I can definitely see them substituting her gravity sounds for like defense. Like that. I can definitely see them like substituting this for like defense stuff. It doesn't work, but I can definitely see that. But most likely, again, he's gonna be stuck with this one, which wouldn't be bad. However, Void Knight is where I'm worried about. because Void Knight is a villain. So he's most likely going to get stuck with this key. Which, honestly, I'm not going to be too happy about, because I feel like it's such a huge disservice on the character himself. Which is why I really would rather prefer if he just had this one. Because I think it just works the best for him. Because, you know, it's like, he can just have the generic Dino theme and such. I don't want Void Knight to be stuck with Stink. It's a huge disservice. Honestly, given the villains, this one is a huge disservice in general. But we're most likely gonna get repeats of these two for like the time being. However, I would really like a Void Knight was this, and black, I don't know. I'm sticking with pink because she is my favorite of the sound set. But we'll at least have a way, like at least wave 2 will have 2 new keys and essentially finish out these sounds for this toy. So when those 2 actually do come out, I'll do the complete sound compilation and such, because I still need to do it with Beast Morphers. Other than that, I apologize for this video being way too long. This is why I did not put out the Beast X King Morpher video out, but again, someone did a better job than me. So this is PowerRider, and I'll leave you people. Bye.